What are you panting for? Hello, hello, everybody. Lori here from Unique in the Creek. Hello, hello. Come on in, say hi. Hey, hey, y'all. Whatever you want to say. So, if you hear some really heavy panting, it is not Dave. It's not Dave. It's Duchess under my table because we have a storm coming and she freaks out with storms. So she feels the need to hide under my table and you'll hear her panting. Hello, hello. Hi, my friends. Hello, my friends. She feels the need to Hello. There we go. Hi, Virginia, Tammy, Dora, Sandy, Linda, Athena, Francis. Hey. How's everybody doing? Whew, what a day. I literally just walked in the door 10 minutes ago. I was at my friend's house. And we were chit-chatting and the time just got away from me and I'm like, I gotta run, I gotta live. So I'm going to we're going to pay some homage to the Unique in the Creek character board today. I haven't used, hi Tina, Kelly, hi Crystal, hi everybody. I haven't used Mary from Georgetown, hello. I haven't used the character board in a long time. The character boards are so much fun. There is so much you can do with them when you pair it up with one of our vinyls because I believe we have over 500 different vinyls that you can choose from. Oh, string art. I used to love working with string art. I used to do string art classes, workshops. So I got a huge box of these sunflower flowers. They're not like extreme superb quality sunflowers, so they're pretty close to what you would get at a dollar store. However, they're super cute. I had a wholesaler send them to me to try them out. And yeah, this does come in an 8-inch sign as well. So I figured I picked this really cute vinyl. I'm going to go around and I'm going to do a floral wreath with these sunflowers. I got some greenery that I've cut up. And I'll show you guys what I'm going to use, just like a boxwood greenery. And then I have some of these leaves. I can't remember what they're called. Anyways, I'm just going to add doodads. I'm going to add whatever I feel like adding to this. You can try, Carla. You'll need plastic canvas and everything. Anyways, okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to apply my vinyl onto the board. So at the top, you'll see 2 holes that are kind of divoted in. It's actually called chamfered. And there's a number 1 and a 2. That is your top. Okay, that's the top of your wreath frame. And we are going to place the vinyl into the center solid part of the frame. Okay? And there's a really easy way to do it. I am going to be using some water and my handy dandy Unique in the Creek squeegee. We do sell these online. Hi, Kristen. I thought you were camping. So we do sell the squeegees online. These are amazing. If you do a lot of vinyl rails or character boards, make sure you grab one of these. It makes a huge difference. It's very sturdy and it's got felt on the edge so it won't scratch the vinyl and it really gets the bubbles out really, really good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to spray a little bit of water. Just mist a little bit of water onto my board here. And why I do that is because when I put my vinyl on, if it's not perfectly where I want it, the water, because these are really, really sticky. The water, these are water soluble, permeable, so the water will dry, okay? And the adhesive will stick to the board, I promise. But the water does help that you can move your vinyl around without it, you know, without ruining your vinyl. Because if you pull it up and down a few times, it, like I said, it's very, very sticky and you could ruin your vinyl. So I have my board lined up. I know this is my top. And this one's kind of easy because the words are off-centered anyways. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of eyeballing the center. So where the number 1 is, straight down, that's your center. And what you want to do is put your vinyl on the solid part just inside these holes of the first holes, okay? Make sure there's no dog hair or glitter or anything on your board. And just like there's a big hair. I don't know where a dark hair would come from. And then I just place it down. So I'm just kind of, you can move it around. That's what the water helps with. You can lift it up. That looks pretty good. And this one's easy because, like I said, nothing is centered anyways. Like the words are slanted. So this is a really good vinyl if you're just starting out because it won't look crooked anyways. But you can see how I have my vinyl just inside the holes on the solid part. Okay? I think it looks great. I don't have to move it. Now you're going to take your squeegee. If you don't have a squeegee, you can use, like I did a while ago, you can use a couple credit cards together with a paper towel. You want to put something over top to catch the water and not scratch your vinyl, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to start in the middle and just kind of push your way around the vinyl. You can see that the water, there is water coming out of my vinyl, and you'll probably hear some bubbles popping. I love doing this. It's very satisfying. And you're just going to go around, starting in the center, and just squeegeeing your way around. And what is this, like I said, what is it, when you're done this, your wreath frame and your vinyl decal all become one piece. So you're not going to have, you don't have to have a sign. Like the sign is part of your wreath frame. All right. Dry it off. I'll go one more pass through it. Make sure. Press pretty good on an angle. I'd usually do like a 45-degree angle right from the center and push your way around just to get any little air pockets or if there's any little water bubble things. Now, if you do have a few water bubbles or air bubbles, they will dissipate over time. But I'm telling you, if you do like doing the rails and the character board, the squeegees I think are like $3. Grab one. They are amazing. They are amazing. There we go. That's it. Our sign-in frame are one and done. All right. I have no bubbles because you can move it around a bit and you can see if a light hits, you can see a bubble. I do not have one little bubble. Pretty cool, eh? Alrighty, now we're getting to be able to decorate around our frame. Now you can use mesh, you can use tulle, you can use whatever you want to decorate your frame. I am going to use florals, like I said at the beginning. And I don't do much florals whatsoever. So I'm not sure what this is going to look like. Oh, I see a bubble. I see one little bubble. Unless it's a piece of glitter. I think it's a piece of glitter under there. But you can only see it when the light actually hits it. Okay, so I am going to be using zip ties. Black tulle. Black tulle is very hard to find. But Andrea, I will have a look to see if they have it in stock again. Okay? Yeah, buy a squeegee. I'm telling you guys, buy the squeegee if you love to do the character boards and rails. You know, it really does help a lot. But like I said, you can do it like I used to do with the credit cards or whatever, something stiff, and using a paper towel. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to preload my board. I'm going to be using zip ties. I have not a clue what I'm doing right now, so I'm winging this. I have nothing prepared. So I am going to go hole, row 1. I'm using row 1 hole to the outside of the board. And this is just another way that you can make a floral wreath. You don't have to use hot glue. You don't have to use a grapevine or anything. And it's actually quite fun to do and easy. Right, I am using this 7 or 5/8 black and white check ribbon for a simple, I'm going to do a simple bow, and that's all the ribbon I'm using. The rest is going to be all florals. Can I come in closer? I sure can. There we go. Okay, so like I said, I'm just preloading. I'm putting the zip tie in the outside hole on row 1 to the outside of the board. Now you can, usually I preload the boards before I start my wreaths, but with the character boards, you want to get your vinyl on first. You don't want all your, you could load row 1 no problem, because it won't interfere with you putting your vinyl on the center. But when you get to row 2, your zip ties may get in the way of when you put your vinyl on. Yes, it is wired. We have a ton of 5/8 in all different colors, and yes, it is wired. It makes beautiful bows. Especially for something simple like this. I feel some sunflowers are a very simple flower. They're not so extravagant and like a rose or a peony or anything, but they're just so fun. Everybody loves a sunflower, right? Hi, Dean Lewis. How are you? Now for where the hole, there's not a hole in between where row 1 is. I just use one of the holes for the hanging to the outside of the board. All right, we are ready to go. Like I said, I am kind of winging this. So what I want to do is I just want to use greenery to make like almost a frame around my board. Okay, almost like a frame. So I have these green leaves, and if you know what they're called, let me know. Oh, wait a second. They are called, oh, I don't know. It doesn't say. Michaels needs to put what these things are called. I've had it forever. And I figured I got this at Michaels. And I figured I'd use it up. But I don't know what it's called. So it's just green leaves. And I also have some of this boxwood that I'm going to cut up. So and that's what I'm adding. And then I'm adding these sunflowers, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so start wherever you want. I'm going to put a piece of this green leafy stuff. Ficus leaves, is that what they are, Lynn? I have no idea. I am definitely not a floral person. Oh, awesome. Okay. Most of you say it's ficus. I believe you. So I'm going to put some ficus leaves. And I did cut down. I have this spray of boxwood. It's actually from the same wholesaler that sent me all these sunflowers. But I've used this and I've cut it into 3 pieces. So I like to, when I'm looking for greenery to use in a wreath, I like to look for the fact that the pieces on the greenery actually move. Okay, so if you're like me, might want to check that out when you're looking for different florals and greeneries. because then you can, you know, if this was stabilized right down here, like you couldn't move it, and say this one was here, you have a big piece that you're going to use. And I think it's just going to be too big. So I like to use greenery that I can move up and move around. And that's just a preference for me. So there's one piece. There's another piece. So I'm going to get 3 pieces out of this one stem. And then just cut them down. Now you might want to save this. Push-ups. Yeah, they're push-ups. You might want to save this because this is a really good piece of covered wire. And it could come in handy somewhere. So I like to kind of keep these. You may want to keep them too. You just never know when it'll come in handy. Okay, this is a little bit long. Okay, so I'm putting a piece of ficus, and then I'm going to put a piece of this boxwood. And I have them facing outwards. Like I said, I'm going to use these almost as a frame for my wreath. And I'm going to clip that. You can add a little bit of, you can add some hot glue. Hi, Gail. Welcome. You're from the Detroit area? I went to school in Windsor, Ontario. So I have frequented Detroit many times when I was younger. You know, the college days, went to lots of concerts. And the nice thing about this is I'm not glued it in yet. So if I go around and I don't like it, I just have to cut the zip ties off and I can start again. I'm not having to worry about the glue right now or pulling it out and stuff like that. So you can actually, you know, it's pretty cool that you can make a floral wreath like this without committing to everything. So I'm kind of turning this towards the outside. And you can see as you layer your greenery or your flowers or whatever, it does start covering up the zip ties in front of it. So you want to work down so you're not, you know, lifting stuff up and having to put something in here. We're going to keep working downwards. Lots of people close to Detroit. Look at that. Hopefully I have enough of these ficus leaves. Probably didn't even need them, but I figured I might as well use them up. And again, I'm just putting a little piece of the boxwood into the zip tie as well. And cutting off the zip tie tail. And then once I'm done all the way around and I like it, you can then go ahead and put a strip of glue over top if you want. And that way they won't move around. Hello. If you guys wouldn't mind sharing this live onto your own pages, I would absolutely, totally appreciate that. Because there may be somebody out there, you know, have nothing to do right now. One of your friends. And I love to teach new people. Do we have any newbies right now? Anybody new to Unique in the Creek and me? Well, this is going to look cool, I think. And we haven't even put the sunflowers on yet. South Carolina, Virginia. We've got followers everywhere. But thank you so much for all following me. Our gas prices are just a little over $8 a gallon. So those of you who are complaining, except for California, stop complaining. Yes, I think we paid last time we got gas, $2.25 a liter. So we are the metric system here. So we're tilting these out. Look how big this wreath is actually going to get already, just from tilting the leaves outwards. So in here, I'm just going to jam some sunflowers in there. So the sunflowers will actually go over top of the greenery, so it won't look so funny like it is kind of right now. $4.55 a gallon. That's cheap. Next week is for florals. I will post this on the Can-Am Wreath Critique. I will. And we will get our beautiful Andrea Brown to critique my floral wreath. $4.75. You guys are still cheap. Well, that's not fair. It's not cheap. It's less expensive than when we are. Thanks, Brenda. I love going over the falls. So it looks like the ficus leaves is going to give it some depth and some kind of a different look, I think. And I don't even know if these greens go together, but they look good to me, so I'm going for it. Michelle's a couple of, yeah, we're like going right outside our comfort zone. So as you can see, I'm just using little pieces, but the way I'm angling them, it does look like there's quite a bit I'm using, but I'm not. So you can see it's going around, except for this unruly little one that keeps turning. But I guess that looks a little more natural because you don't want everything perfect, right? That's what I'm told. When you're doing florals, everything shouldn't be absolutely perfect because that's not how it is in when it grows, right? Do I sell the No, I don't sell the sunflowers. I did have a Canadian wholesaler send them to me to give them a try. So if I do like them, maybe I'll sell them. I don't know. But they are just like dollar store quality. They really are. I think I'm liking this. Look how nice it's starting to look, right? Now you see the board now. Once we start adding the next row and everything, you're not going to see any of that. And we'll keep going the same way. Over $10 a liter? A liter? Holy crap. That is the highest I've heard. Wow. Now, if you guys do florals, sometimes you don't end up using the leaves on your florals, right? Sometimes people cut the leaves off because they just want the flower. Make sure you save those leaves because you can use them just like I'm doing right here. You can use them up. Now, one thing I don't like about this greenery that I'm using that they sent me is there's not a stopper at the end of the wire. A stopper meaning like if I pushed it really too far, it would all come off the wire. Hi, Judy. 218 in Prince Edward Island. That's pretty good considering it's Prince Edward Island. No, a liter is not a gallon. A liter is much less than a gallon. I bought a new Kia Sportage and I've had it for about probably 6 months now and I absolutely love it. It's good on gas because it actually, it gives you the option to put the car into eco, which is, it doesn't use as much gas, right? And it's only a little 4-cylinder. So it is really good on gas. It's a little 4-cylinder SUV. However, to fill it up, it costs $110. A 4-cylinder, $110. Oh, I ran out of these ficus leaves. Uh-oh. We're going to have to improvise. Now, before the whole price, the gas thing, my little Sportage only cost about $60. I'm going to use these two. $60 to fill. So it's doubled. Oh, I have one left. Look at that. Perfect. Hi, Teresa. I'm glad you found me too. Yeah, so like, I'm not loving it. See how there's no thing. What you can do is you can put a little dab of glue on the end of these, and it would be for any kind of floral that you're doing. A little dab of glue. However, I'm not too worried about it because unless somebody picks the actual wreath up by the boxwood, once you get it on the wreath, it's not going to fall off unless somebody pulls it off, right? I don't know, Debbie. I wish somebody could tell me because we have a lot of oil and crude oil here in Canada. So why it's costing that much? Not a clue. Maybe because we have the best prime minister in the world. Don't get me started. Yeah, tax, right? Tax. All right, I am done the last one on this row. And I think I'm liking it. What do you guys think? Yes, everything is higher here. Because then you add the exchange on everything too. All right. I'm just going to lay some sunflowers. Because like I said, this greenery I'm using kind of as a frame, like a picture frame, right? Let's see if I can get these leaves. Once I put the sunflowers in, we'll put the leaves up. So I think I like it. I think I like it. Like I said, it's just the frame. But look how big it is already. Okay, I'm going to commit. And what I'm going to do is just put a little dab of glue from on the board or right across the stems. Very easy. If you have glue sticks. Where are my glue sticks? Guys, I really have to get my crap together here. Glue sticks. So if you don't like it, you can just pull everything, turn it over, cut all the zip ties from the back and start all over again. Unlike, you know, like a grapevine or anything, once you glue them in, you're kind of, it's really hard to start over. So I'm just going around, putting a little bit of glue. And that's just in case somebody does grab it by the greenery or something. Okay. Now we're doing the next one. I am going to go from this hole to this hole, preloading my zip tie, my board. So I'm going, even though there's a zip tie there, I'm still going to go down and back up. We call these shared holes. And if I put enough sunflowers in, I don't have to do any more. I won't have to put any more than this row of zip ties. Yeah, no political comments. Thanks. Thanks, Tina. We're going on our Alaskan cruise at the end of July. I am going on a cruise in 15 days with Lolly. Lolly will be going. My sister-in-law, my brother's wife over in the ones that live in Buffalo, my 2 nephews, and my best friend Patty. So we are just going on but we're going on a 5-night cruise. Just Cozumel and Bahamas. Just to get away. I am going to bring this up a little bit because it is getting, the wreath is going to get pretty large. Usually my daughter phones in the middle of my live. Now it's my son. I think it's going to be a fun little vacation. I booked an excursion. Now my nephew's 10, and actually it was his birthday yesterday. So we were over in the States yesterday, celebrating his birthday. He turned 10. So we booked an excursion to go and swim with manatees and sea lions. So that's what we will be doing for 4 hours in Cozumel, is playing with sea lions and manatees. We've done the dolphins, we've done the stingrays, we've done swimming with sharks and all that stuff. I have never swam with manatees or gotten a kiss by a sea lion. So I'm super excited. I'm super excited. For what? Dave will be and Mitchell will be. Somebody asked if the warehouse fun.
What, hold on. What are you excited about?
The manatee and sea lion.
Oh.
What does Mitchell want? I'm on a line.
He wants to know, because he's getting some stuff where they're getting faux.
What the hell is a faux?
I don't know. What the hell's a faux?
What's a faux?
It's like soup and stuff.
Soup and stuff?
Soup and rice and stuff.
Oh. I don't, is it like soup that I would actually like?
Probably.
Like no fish or anything in it, is there? What is faux, guys?
Can you eat noodles yet?
Yes, I can eat noodles.
Yes, you can eat noodles.
Is it got like vegetables and stuff in it?
Vegetables and
I don't want rice.
She doesn't want rice. Noodles.
Noodles.
And vegetables. No
with
fish.
Vegetables in it. Nothing with fish.
Nothing with fish.
Sorry, guys. Putting my order in for dinner, I guess.
No, I don't.
Fish sauce is okay. It's just I don't.
Do you want meats or anything?
No, I don't want no meat.
No, she doesn't want no meats.
Vegetables and
noodles and vegetables.
Noodles, vegetables, and make sure. Do they have those little crunchy noodle things that you throw in like wonton soup and they get soft?
Do they have any noodles? If they got any of the noodles.
The crunchy noodles. I'm so sorry, everybody.
You don't put the noodles in though. You bring the noodles home so she can put them in.
Yes, and then they get soft, like when you get a wonton.
All right.
I guess I'm trying pho tonight.
No, I don't need anything. Thanks.
I like.
All right, thank you.
I like lobster. I like.
Right.
I like battered fish when it's deep fried. And I like lobster. I like shrimp, but I tolerate scallops, but that's the extent of it.
What are people wondering?
Wondering what?
You said about because you're going away.
I don't know. All right.
The warehouse.
Oh, if you guys are gonna do your live from the warehouse.
Once I get all the rest of the stuff, I'm back. Yeah, I'm doing a live.
Because we do have. How many skids are still left on pack? All ribbon.
Yeah, because I've even got a name for it, so it'll be. It's our new show. It's our new show.
You have a new show. You and Mitchell have a new show?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to see what this looks like with the leaves. So I'm making little...
Everybody knows what faux is.
Everybody except me knows what faux is. So this is actually...
Judy Baker says it's pronounced fa.
Oh, whatever. I love Judy. Okay, so these are actually kind of cute. They're little different sizes in this bush. Again, this is dollar store quality. So this is probably what you would get at a dollar store. I kind of like it. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. And they are different sizes. So I think I'm going to go for it. Let's see what it looks like. I'm going to put the 4 into the zip tie.
Pretty.
And we'll do a few and see if we like it.
Okay, I'm going again.
Okay.
Everybody can stay tuned for our episode of What's New in the Warehouse featuring
Oh,
Dave
is that
and
what
Bubba.
it's called? What's New in the Warehouse with Dave and Mitchell?
Yes. No, Dave and Bubba.
Dave and Bubba?
Yeah.
Oh, I think this might just be just adorable. Let's do a couple to see if we like it. So I put 4 pieces or 4 of these stems in. I'm not going to glue anything until I figure out if I like it. Now on this one, there's single ones. These single ones I'm not going to use. However, I'm going to keep them because they'll be really cute to add to a rail or something. We want to fillet the board up with only using the 1 row of zip ties. So we're trying something here. Yeah, we have another, oh my gosh, we have so much stuff coming in too, and we have so much stuff to load. It's been crazy. These actually are really cute. Can you see how there's just little ones and then there's bigger ones? Super cute. You would like me to sell them? Okay. See, what I'm trying to do is fill it up without covering the sign. We want to see this. Just have a few little green leaves, just kind of overlapping the sign. And then once they're in there, and we'll put a strip of glue here, then we can move them up a bit so they're not flat, because they are wired, right? And I think 4 with the leaves is actually probably a perfect size. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does it look cute? Do I think I need to add more? I don't know. You love it? They look like black-eyed Susans. They could just be. Oh no, it says sunflower bush on it. It does say sunflower bush on them. So they are sunflowers. All right, I'm going to continue on. I'm not going to glue anything. And we'll see how it looks. And I'm using 4 stems. You don't think I need to add more? Okay. All right, let's see. Just kind of making a little bush here, or a little sunflower packet. I may have to go in the inside. I like these little wispy ones. I'll pull these kind of out so you can see them. And like I said, I'm not the best with florals. I'm kind of just winging it here. Really not knowing what I'm doing here either, so bear with me. Kind of playing around. Some more, like maybe adding some of the boxwood. Okay, I'm gonna, you know what? You're right. Let's try adding a little bit of the boxwood in with some of the sunflower. Let's see how that looks. White pips. I don't have any white pips here with me, but that would probably look really cute. So I got 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to do every 4th one. I'm going to add some boxwood in. Yeah, you definitely can add, you know, like I said, I'm winging it here. I don't have a ton of florals in my stash because I don't really use florals a lot. So if I had some bigger sunflowers, I think I would probably add a few bigger ones. It would probably look really nice, but I don't. So I'm working with what I have. So we put a little bit of the boxwood in, and that's the 4th. Lift it up. And when I flip it over, you can see this is where I've gone. So the outside row, I use just the greenery and these ficus leaves and some boxwood on the outside. And then from this hole to this hole is where I used the 4 pieces of daisy or sunflowers. Ooh, I do think I like the boxwood mixed in with these sunflowers. I do think I like it. And again, I haven't glued anything. Because I just playing, my friends, I playing. see if I have enough of these. If I could do every other with the boxwood, that would be great. Just a little piece. So one here. So I'm going to try a boxwood in here. Now I haven't glued anything, so I can slip it in underneath. There we go. Oh, I like that much better. So I skipped this one and boxwood on this one. We'll skip this one and then we'll put boxwood in this one. Oh, it's starting to look it. I think I love it. Thank you guys for your help. Super cute. Super, super cute. I love it. All right, so we just need some sunflowers here. Again, I'm keeping all these little single ones. They would be great on just like a normal wreath, whatever a normal wreath is. I think it's going to be adorable too. And I'm going to put like a loopy, just black and white check bow on it. So just play around. And like I said, I'm using what I had in my stash. I did not buy anything. I'm just using up what I had. Now you don't want your whatever florals you're using. When I'm zip tying them, I'm not putting the bottom of them right up against the zip tie because I'm going to be pulling them up a bit to make them more 3D looking, right? But right now, just for making the wreath, I just keep them flat. You're close to, oh, that's awesome, Kathy. The Can-Am group, you will learn so much. We really go all out on the Can-Am group. You will find different tutorials. Well, we do all lives. We don't really pre-record any tutorials. So you do see me and Michelle and Dre for sure, like 3 times a week. But we do all our super special stuff in there. Not that you guys aren't special, but so I am so excited to have you then, Kathy. Work hard, play harder. Thanks, Tina Kelly. I forgot to put a text thing on. Oh, this is only 3. Above and beyond and so much fun. Yeah, we're a crazy bunch in there. And we're really actually like one big family. And people say stuff like that for you to join groups and stuff all the time. You guys know me. I am no BS. I will not blow BS up your arse, Chico, at all. So we do have, oh, there's the other one. We have quite a bit of fun in there. And you will learn. You will learn. I think everybody learns something every time we go live, something new. This is turning out, I think, really super cute. And I'm not even going to have to add another row. Not bad for some Dollar Tree flowers. Well, not Dollar Tree. Dollar Store. Let's say Dollar Store. Yeah, we get that all the time. The text app is not for conversation. So if you ask me a question or something on the text app, please don't get offended if I don't answer you back. There is thousands of people that have subscribed to our texting app. There is not a possibility in the world that I could answer everybody. If you have a question, you do have to email info@uniqueinthecreek.com, please. It's not that I'm ignoring you. It's just I can't read them. There's just too many. So I am putting and I really like the little bit of boxwood we're putting in. And I don't know why I keep cutting these really short. Stupid. Oh, there's the other one. I don't know if these florals are actually in a dollar store. They are dollar store type flowers. That's all I can say. So I'm going to start gluing because I think I'm going to I'm not going to change anything. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue there and start gluing them on. So I only have that little bit much to go back and glue. Because I do want to pull some of the sunflowers up so they're not flat. Ooh, these are really small. Huh. Looks like there might be two. This box, look at this huge box. This is what I'm working from. They sent me this huge box. And there seem to be, in this big box, different sizes, which is kind of cool. I'm going to cut these a little longer because I just don't know why I keep cutting them so short. But they're actually pretty good quality. I haven't had one sunflower pop off the end now. You know, considering, you know, Michael's tulips, every one of them pops off. So that's not bad. You bought some at Walmart? Yeah, I guess they could be there too. We'll do this boxwood. I like how, you know, some of the little bit of a greenery is going over on top of the sign. That looks really nice. I like that. Yeah, I was trying to kibosh. I was trying to do a campaign to kibosh the tulips this year. It didn't work. Everybody was still doing tulips. So I got my boxwood in here, and then I'm just putting my little sunflowers on the top and zipping it in. Oh, you got some hula skirts? Good girl. not sure what you can call it, Nina. I wouldn't be calling it cousin it though. Oh, where is... Let's gotta cut some more of this boxwood. So again, like if you have a ton of florals, find a vinyl that you really catches your eye, or even a ring board. You don't have to use a sign with all your wreaths all the time, and just play with the different florals of what you have in stock. You may come up with something really cool. Now you can add, oh look, this is the first one I found that's missing. You can add in behind, you can add some tulle or some cosmic mesh or even some mesh, so you don't have to use so many florals. Yeah, some of the stuff that you get from some of the craft stores, you know, they're not the greatest. Considering you think they would be because they charge enough, but it is what it is, my friends. This is going to be super cute. I'm quite impressed with myself. Look at me being a floral wreath designer. Not really. I know, right, Lynn? If you love, really like, you know, Unique in the Creek boards, you most definitely have to join, and it's free. It's called Unique Wreath Creators, and it consists of all kinds of, you know, from beginner to, you know, professional floral or wreath designers, and they share what they've come up with, because guys, I can't come up with everything. And there's so many better wreathers out there than me. I'm an okay wreather, and I say this, and I've been saying this since the beginning of Unique in the Creek. I'm an okay wreather. I am not the best wreather. There are people out there way better than me. And some of these people come up with the most gorgeous designs, and they will share it in Unique Wreath Creators. And some of them actually even tell you exactly how they made it. Yes, it's fabulous group. It's a fabulous, fabulous group. And like I said, it is a free group. I go in there every morning. I may not comment on, a lot of times I don't comment everything, because what happens if I comment on somebody's project and I don't comment on somebody else's, people get offended, and I can see that. So I don't comment a lot, but I am in there seeing the amazing stuff and creations people are coming up with. Like mind-blowing. Mind-blowing stuff. So, it's called Unique Wreath Creators. Where are you going?
To work.
Oh, yeah.
Can I take you tomorrow for school? Because I won't be home until like 11 tonight.
You what?
I won't be home until like 11 tonight.
Yeah, I have spreadsheets to work on, so I'm not going to the warehouse, so yeah.
Okay, are they going to Jack's graduation tomorrow too?
Oh, shoot, I forgot about that. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Love you, King.
Drive safe, please. And let me know that you got to work, okay?
Love you.
Love you too. Sorry, guys. You know, motherly duties along with wreathing. This is turning out super cute. I love it. What? You paid for Can-Am for 2 months, but did you join the Facebook page, Betty? Or request to join? There's an actual Can-Am Facebook page, and that's where we do all the lives and tutorials and wreath critique and chit chat and all that stuff. If you haven't joined the thing yet, please message me, okay? And I will get you fixed up. Because there's no reason for you that you should have paid for 2 months and you're not even in there. So I'll fix you up, but you have to message me if you've actually joined the Facebook group. It does say when you do join, you know, after you've paid your monthly thing, there is a Facebook group to go join. This is turned out really cute, didn't it? Not too bad. Am I going to sell this wreath? I still am planning on a auction. But Gail, if you really like it when I'm done and you want it, message me and I will sell it to you, and we'll donate the wreath profits to our auction that we're going to be having whenever I can get time to do that. I'm trying. You know, it's summertime too. And summer right now is just, you know, I have a 16-year-old daughter. It's just crazy right now. Proms, and she works now, and she just got her license, and you know, we got all our supplies coming in for fall and Christmas, and it's just been absolute chaos around here. Not around here, but for work. Actually, around here, yeah. Like being a mom and everything. It's been insane. Look how cute these bushes are, all just little tiny sunflowers. I think I love them. I would do the whole wreath in just little tiny sunflowers with some mesh. That would look fabulous. I have no idea how many bushes it takes. I've been just cutting them here. And I piled it in. You don't have to, you probably don't have to put as many as I'm putting in. But like I said, I have a whole box here, so I'm putting 4 stems in it. Now, if you add a little bit of mesh in behind, that will help cover the board. Did I put boxwood in there? I did. Oh my gosh, we're almost done. Look at that. I'm very paranoid. I'm very paranoid because she's been wanting to go, she's been going to shopping malls and stuff, and we all know that's where accidents happen, is in shopping malls. So every time she goes to the mall, we're like panicking. Okay, make sure you text us when you get there. You know what? These are so cute. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them. I think I'm going to bring them to the warehouse and tell the guys to throw them into people's orders that are put in, because they are really cute, and I don't know if I'll ever get to them to make one again. Well, I need to find Lolly a car because I get stranded at home now with her having her license because she takes my car because she doesn't want to drive Dave's. Dave has a mom van. Toss them in your. I'll toss a couple. I'm gonna send them in work and tell the boys to just throw them in people's orders. One more. Look, doesn't it look like I'm a floral guru? I made this beautiful floral. Actually, it's really pretty. I'm not gonna lie. One more. For one more big bush. So it must have gave me half of just small ones, and the other half are mixed small and big. Cool. Oh, and these small ones, each of them have 2 or 3 flowers. All right. And I have one left, one piece of this. We do have these in stock. I know a lot of people are always asking about the stem cutter things I have here. They are back in stock. All right. We are finished. Let's save all these single flowers. All right, we're going to pull some of these up. Not bad, I think. What do you guys think? Not bad for like a non-floral person. Different in different cells. Dave is winning the battle of the squirrels. What do you guys think? Isn't it cute? So I'm going to make a quick bow with just this 5/8 ribbon. And I think I'm going to put it maybe like right here. It seems like there's a bit of a blank there. That was kind of fun. And this is the back. There we go. That's the back. So, business on the back, party on the front. I love it. Not bad. Well, I added a lot of sunflowers in there, so I'm sure you don't have to add that many. And I used just greenery of what I had. So, all right, let's make a cute bow, and we'll attach it about there, and we'll be all done. Well, thank you. I'm actually going to use this bow maker. And the reason I'm using this bow maker is because I'm using this 7/8 or 5/8 ribbon. If I can get it open. This is called the Bow Genius. I have every bow maker there is out there. The reason I like this one is it holds the ribbon very, very tight in here. It's spring loaded. You can buy these on at Walmart or walmart.com, and it's called the Bow Genius. Can you see how that really, it's tight. It's spring loaded. So it will hold my bow, this ribbon, because it's 5/8, in there pretty well. So I am going to make my tails first. And then I'm going to do just a bunch of loops. Bye, Linda. So I did my tail. These are my two tails. And I do bows much differently than other people, and that's fine. There is no rules in crafting. Yeah, it pulls out too. And it has a case, and it's all plastic. So it's a pretty cool bow maker. Now, I don't need to twist this ribbon. It's the same on both sides. I am only going to make I'm going to do my loops at 5 inches. Yes, this is called the Bow Genius. Okay, so I'm pulling my loop out, and it's the 5. I'm going to do the same on this side. Don't be going buying another bow maker just because if you have a bow maker, your bow maker is just fine, Amy. Oh, wow, really? So I'm just going to keep making some loops back and forth, all 5 inches. Kind of makes a whimsical looking wreath or bow. And 5/8, there's a lot of wreath makers using 5/8 now. Just make sure the 5/8 is wired, okay? Because it's really hard to make a bow like I'm making right now with it not being wired. How many loops do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is one reason I absolutely love this bow maker. Like I said. And another thing that's really nice about this bow maker, and I'm not pumping the bow maker, you know, it's not even, it's made by Offray, I think, is that you, for those of you that use pipe cleaners or whatever, you can actually put the center of your pipe cleaner right down the middle. All the other bow makers, you can't, right? It's usually you have to put it, you know, kitty corner and sideways. This one, you can put it right down the middle. There is burlap 5/8 ribbon on the website. It'll say burlap. That is not wired. That is more for using it for hangers, like for rails and stuff like that. All the 5/8 ribbon, 7/8 ribbon, 0 or 0.0625 ribbon, it will say if it's wired or not. How many? That might be a few more loops. Did you guys see my new TikTok today? I love TikTok only because I get to express my creativity in another way other than actual crafting. So I love making TikToks. Well, thank you, Gail. Thank you for saying that. All right, I guess that's enough loops. I'm just going to cut it off here. See, the reason I do 2 separate pieces when sometimes, and I don't do it all the time, is because if I finished my bow up here, the tail would come down the top. I like when the 2 tails are at the bottom and they're all lined up. If you finish it at the top, your tail's at the top, and I just don't like the way that looks. So, and like I said, there is no rules in crafting. You do you. You do whatever feels comfortable. And look at this. Watch that. I don't even have to pull it out. Now you can even slide a zip tie under there. And it's all perfectly lined up. You loved it. I'm glad you guys liked it. I like doing silly stuff. Well, you guys know that. Especially if you followed me long enough. I'm just going to cut that little piece off. That one you're not even seeing. All right, let's put this right on the board and start. It's called the Bow Genius. And it has a little carrying. It's kind of a little bulky, but it's made by Offray. And it comes with a lid and everything. But I do like some of the qualities about it. All right, let's put this sucker on and we'll be done. Because I'm hungry and I think I have pho. I've never had pho. So I'm just literally, there's a little kind of spot right there. That's where I'm going to put my bow. Just going to go down, find the hole. There we go. My pipe cleaner would stop bending. Now the easiest way to find your holes is obviously to pull it off the table. So the table is not, you're not seeing the table when you're looking for your holes. And I have to zoom out. There we go. Pop that in. Give it a couple twists. Okay, let's pull some of these loops around. Open them up. Look how cute 5/8. It just makes it so dainty looking, the 5/8. Isn't that pretty? Without overtaking your whole wreath. Cute, eh? So this is the top. Ooh, you're going to use rice balls and shrimp. Now you're liking the bow. Did you doubt me, Lynn? Put a little bit of these sunflowers in between there. I don't even know how many loops I did on each side. Sorry, guys. I didn't count. Alrighty, we'll roll this up, and I am going to use my insert of one of my mesh. To give it a bit of a curl. Oh, the wrong way. And there we go. Super cute, isn't it? Right? Look at that. We can push some of this back if you want, just see the black and white, but would you even know they were dollar store flowers? Let's angle this like that, like that. See, this is why I like to cut my tails first and then do my loops so that all goes the right way. I'm going to put right at the top here. I don't want to flatten my bow, so I should have did this before putting my bow on, but I'm just going to go down the hanging hole. I could make a cute ribbon hanger. Actually, I might use this ribbon to make a hanger with. It will match your the bow. So I may just do that. I'm not going to do a bow ribbon hanger. Okay, why can't I see the there? Oh, it's way up here. There we go. I'm just going to cut a piece of ribbon, some of this ribbon. I am going to put a knot in the bottom. And just like that. Okay, so it's a loop I'm going to put that knot into the zip tie. Do the zip tie up. Put the zip tie head into the hole. So pull it in so it pops into the hole. There we go. Tail off. Alrighty, and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue just underneath that knot there. Push that down. And then I just made a hanger that matches my bow. Well, I could have even went probably a little bit longer. Cute, eh? There we go. All done. Alrighty. That's it. That's all I got for you today. Considering I had no idea what I was going to be doing, it turned out pretty cute. So we got Unique in the Creek vinyl. I'm not actually sure what number this is. We used some dollar store sunflowers. You can use mesh and just maybe even use bigger sunflowers. I throw some ficus and some boxwood in there, a cute bow, and voila, we're done. Super cute, because everybody loves sunflowers. Alrighty. All right, thank you for joining me. And if you have any questions, be sure to message us at info@uniqueinthecreek.com. And I'll see you again soon.